Right now, 5 coronavirus cases continue to rise on the UW campus. What officials are doing to boost test timing turnaround for students.
The latest on the shooting in Mayville, as all victims are expected to survive.
Plus, President Trump is in Wisconsin. We'll have the latest on his visit to Mosinee.
This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. A record-breaking day here in Wisconsin as the record for new positive COVID cases reported in a single day is shattered.
Data shows 1,800 people tested positive for COVID-19 today, beating the previous single-day record by more than 250 cases. And we're likely just a couple of days away from hitting 100,000 total cases in the state since the pandemic started in March. Data from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services also showed another jump in the percent of positive tests, with roughly 17.8% of them coming back positive.
And UW-Madison is still a big source of those cases. Today, the school reported 190 of them. That's about 10% of all cases statewide. Since August 23rd, almost 2,400 students and staff have tested positive.
We know Badger football players will get daily COVID test results, sometimes in as fast as 10 minutes. And that is a key factor in the Big Ten deciding to play.
Now, the average person in Dane County cannot get such fast tests, but public health is trying to boost its tests as the cases spike here. Jamie Perez looked into just how many tests they're doing and how quick that turnaround time is. She joins us now with what she found. Jamie?
Public Health is doing about 12,000 to 14,000 COVID tests here at the Alliant Energy Center per week. Now, that is on top of the tests that they are administering at UW-Madison. Now, the Public Health Department said that 3 out of every 4 people testing positive lately are students or staff members at the university. The turnaround time for your test results right now, still between 24 to 48 hours, and negative results usually come back electronically. Public Health Director Janelle Heinrich said September has been one of their busiest months yet with this increase in cases.
The most recent 14-day average was 94 cases per day, which is doubled that from our previous reporting period. And today, in fact, reporting on the data on our dashboard, we recorded 249 cases for September 16th, which is the 3rd highest day on record.
Heinrich suggests that if you are asymptomatic or think you might have been exposed to COVID, go to your healthcare provider to get tested first. If that is not an option, you can get tested at the Alliant Energy Center or their South Madison test site. Now, when you get tested, they're still doing those nose swab tests that a lot of people find really uncomfortable. So coming up tonight at 6, I'm actually going to show you a new method that could roll out as early as next week that they say could be a game changer.
All right, Jamie Perez live at Alliant Energy Center. Jamie, thank you.
More than 40 players and staff on the Badger football team have tested positive for COVID-19 since June, but most of those happened recently. 29 of the 42 positive tests were from September 1st through the 15th. This week, the Big Ten Council of Presidents and Chancellors reversed an earlier decision to shut down all fall sports because of coronavirus. The season will begin October 23rd or 24th. Edgewood College is also seeing a significant increase in positive COVID cases among students. Administration says the college's main dining facility is switching to takeout for the time being, and athletic teams will stop all team activities for 2 weeks. Officials believe off-campus activities are to blame for the increase, and those violations are being investigated.
Of course, UW-Madison is a big part of the community here, but in a place like Whitewater, the university is almost as big as the city itself.
That's why UW-Whitewater is encouraging its students to take the pandemic and their impact on it seriously. Charlotte DeLeste is here with more on that. Charlotte?
Susan and Eric, so get this, 8 Wisconsin cities are on the New York Times list of top 20 cities with the fastest increase in cases. Madison is number 18, La Crosse number 1, and Whitewater number 3. The majority have a UW school in those cities. At UW-Whitewater, their COVID-19 dashboard shows 81 new cases this week and nearly 300 campus cases since March. They don't want to have to take away in-person learning opportunities like UW-Madison did earlier this week. They just need everyone to buy in on practicing all the safety protocols in place.
We're all in this together, and so we know what happens on the university campus impacts the community as a whole. And we know that UW-Whitewater, both the Whitewater and Rock County campuses, have about $500 million in economic impact on our region every year. And so we know what happens on campus impacts the community.
Earlier this week, Interim Chancellor Greg Cook basically begged students if they don't change their behavior, classes will go virtual. The Whitewater City Council met this week and have been evaluating whether to take new COVID-19 prevention measures, including the idea of having campus and city police departments work together to patrol neighborhoods to limit mass gatherings. UW-Whitewater has a goal of staying with in-person learning through Thanksgiving.
Charlotte, thank you. The director of the CDC told lawmakers a COVID vaccine could be approved by the end of the year, but it wouldn't be widely available until summer of next year.
If you're asking me when is it going to be generally available to the American public so we can begin to take advantage of vaccine to get back to our regular life, I think we're probably looking at late second quarter, third quarter, 2021.
Under no circumstance will it be as late as the doctor said.
Dr. Robert Redfield also encouraged people to wear masks, suggesting it could be more effective in protecting people. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden says his legal team believes he would have the authority as president to order a national mask mandate.
Wisconsin's unemployment rate continues to fall. The Department of Workforce Development data shows Wisconsin added almost 35,000 non-farm and over 16,000 private sector jobs in August. Wisconsin's unemployment rate declined by 0.9% to 6.2%. In August. The U.S. unemployment rate in August was 8.4%. And across the country, jobless claims continue to decline for two weeks in a row. The number of Americans filing for first-time unemployment benefits went down. Last week, 860,000 filed claims with the Department of Labor. Continued jobless claims were also down, with 12.6 million filing for benefits for at least 2 weeks in a row. Claims to the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which helps workers who don't qualify for traditional unemployment, also declined.
A partly sunny, cooler day out there. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalty. Gary?
Yeah, a nice day today. Not as warm as yesterday, but still temperatures in the middle 60s. Felt pretty comfortable. As you can see from the live view from the Edgewater sky cam, skies are partly sunny across southern Wisconsin. Visible cloud track shows generally clear to partly sunny skies across the entire state. Some clouds coming in from Minnesota may give us at least a partly cloudy sky for the overnight hours, but those clouds don't have any rain associated with them. Everything's dry across the upper Midwest. Last night, temperatures were in the 30s, not far to the north and west of our viewing area. Here in Madison, we dropped to 50 degrees, and Janesville was only dropped to 57. But right now, temperatures are in the lower 60s north of Madison. Madison's at 65, Janesville at 68 degrees. But a frost advisory has been issued for tonight, as temperatures could dip into the 30s into Juneau and Adams counties. That frost advisory from 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here in Madison, look for a low temperature of about 45 with partly cloudy skies overnight. Tomorrow should be partly sunny and cool with a high temperature of 60, but milder weather's on the way for next week. We'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. An update now to the breaking news in Dodge County. We first brought you last night on News 3 Now at 10.
Officials say 3 people were shot and the gunman turned the gun on himself. Melissa Kim is here now with more on what happened. Melissa.
Yes, indeed. The Mayville Police Department and Wisconsin Department of Justice say around 7:30 last night, a 72-year-old man approached a group of 2 women and 1 man in a parking lot outside of Spring Glen Apartments. That's a retirement apartment complex on Horicon Street in Mayville. He started arguing with them and then shot them before shooting himself. All 4 individuals were taken to the hospital and they are expected to live. Neighbors, though, are stunned.
It shouldn't have happened. They were innocent people that got injured.
Shocked, I guess. Nervous. You know, you don't expect this to happen in Mayville.
Now, officials say there isn't any danger to the public and the investigation is ongoing. The Department of Justice also says that all 4 people knew each other.
Melissa, thank you. Medical officials have now identified the 54-year-old man found dead in Rhindell Park on Sunday on Madison's east side. Officials say Tyrone Flood was found dead in the 1800 block of Portage Road on the bike path there. Police say Flood had suffered head injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. Officials say he'd been involved in some sort of altercation with several people before his death. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office conducted an autopsy but didn't confirm cause of death. Police are still asking anyone with any information on Flood's death to come forward.
Madison police are asking for information from the public about some fireworks during protests. The department says 2 fireworks were thrown at police vehicles and city property back in August. This video released by police shows a police vehicle near University Avenue and Park Street on August 26th. That's during a night of protests following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Video appears to show an object fly toward the intersection and explode near an MPD squad car. Another video shows a firework on West Mifflin Street. No one was injured when the fireworks exploded. Anyone with information about the incidents is asked to contact police.
Now, we know President Trump can certainly draw a crowd even during a pandemic, and we're seeing that tonight in Wisconsin. Hundreds are waiting near Wausau to hear the president speak at a rally tonight. Our reporting crew going through security right now, but sent us back this footage this afternoon. They talked with several people in line. At least 2 of them told us abortion is a top issue that will decide their vote. Important to remember, Mosinee, a blue-collar area, manufacturing, big economic force in the Wausau region, agriculture and farming in the rural surrounding areas as well. Our reporter Naomi Coles tells us to expect to hear more about the economy tonight, an issue where the president polls the highest in Wisconsin. We'll have a live report next hour. News 3 Now at 6. Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson won't be there tonight in Mosinee. A statement from his spokesman says, quote, Senator Johnson was informed today he was exposed to someone on Monday who's tested positive for COVID-19. Senator Johnson is experiencing no symptoms, but was tested late Wednesday. Senator Johnson tested negative, but he's been placed in quarantine until September 29th.
Ahead of President Trump's visit in Wisconsin, Democrats held a Your Health, Your Vote virtual bus tour. Kristen Urquiza says her father died of COVID-19 complications, and she's saying that the health of people needs to be put first over political aspirations.
What I have seen from the Trump administration over the course of the last 4 years, but in particular since this pandemic hit us, was that it's all been for his own political prospects, his own image, and for the stock market. He does not care about people like my dad and so many other folks just like us who have been impacted or lost loved ones.
And Vice President Pence is heading back to Wisconsin next week as well. He'll be visiting Eau Claire next Thursday, the 24th. It's part of a bus tour that'll end in Minneapolis. When in Eau Claire, the Vice President will visit Midwest Manufacturing, where he'll make remarks at a Made in America event. And after that event, he'll travel to Minneapolis for a Cops for Trump event.
Ahead of Election Day, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says the Madison City Clerk is giving answers to their 10 most frequently asked questions about voter registration.
All of my bills are electronic. How can I provide proof of address when registering to vote? Your proof of address can be an electronic document showing the name and address on your voter registration form. You could provide your address with an electronic utility bill, like water, gas, electric, phone, cable, internet, a bank statement from your bank or credit union, your credit card or your mortgage, or a government document, the city assessor website, Madison Public Library account, your UW website, or a public high school infinite campus.
Mayor Rhodes Conway says all absentee ballots that have been requested will be mailed out by today. It is not too late to request an absentee ballot. You can request one up to the Thursday before Election Day. There's more to come tonight on News 3 Now at 5. When we come back, communities across the Gulf Coast are still cleaning up from Hurricane Sally. We'll take a look at the storm damage. And then coming up tonight at 6, how one woman is doing something good to support our Coats for Kids campaign. A look at her handmade hats coming up tonight at 6. It was a down day on Wall Street as the Dow falls more than 130 points. The Nasdaq loses 140 while the S&P 500 dropped 28. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Joe Biden tried to cut Social Security and Medicare for decades.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I tried it twice. I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Now, Biden's promising your benefits to illegal immigrants. President Trump is protecting Social Security and Medicare, lowering costs, expanding access, keeping his word.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Let us help you create your family's recipe for health. SSM Health and News 3 Now are making it easy by putting all the ingredients right at your fingertips. With topics like healthy habits, nutrition, and mental well-being, there's something for everyone. Visit Channel 3000's Time for Kids page for advice from SSM Health experts.
And catch fresh and informative reports on News 3 Now.
Take time for kids with SSM Health and News 3 Now.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or window project, all with zero down, 0% interest for 12 months. Contact Fry Construction today.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
But they've got the experience. I'm still in shock 3 or 4 years later that we're in this position now.
November can't come fast enough because there are families that need help now.
There is no good reason, if you are able to vote, not to vote.
We need to, right? We need to have individuals that are in office like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Good governance makes a difference.
To the thousands who did not vote, we need you to show up for our future and for our country.
That's right. You cannot sit on the sidelines. You got to get in the game.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Tonight at 6, a woman is doing something good to support our Coats for Kids campaign. A look at her handmade hats and a look at how spit tests will soon be able to speed up COVID-19 testing in our area.
Watching News 3 Now at 5.
The remnants of Hurricane Sally are trekking through the Carolinas, dumping torrential rain, triggering flash flood warnings.
The storm made landfall near Gulf Shores, Alabama Wednesday as a Category 2 storm, and at least 2 people were killed. People along the Florida-Alabama border are assessing the widespread damage left behind by the slow-moving storm. Hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses are without power. The Florida National Guard is assisting residents. Crews rescued more than 370 people stranded by floodwaters, and long lines are forming at gas stations.
It's horrible. You know, I even came up on the highway. The lines are extremely long all the way to the middle of the highway.
We never thought it was going to get this bad, and, you know, here we are.
Another tropical storm system is developing in the Gulf. Forecasters expect it to become a tropical depression or a tropical storm in the next day or two.
Well, let's get a look at first warn weather now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalty. Gary?
Yeah, again, while our weather stays quiet, the remnants of Sally continue off toward the north and east, now into the Carolinas. But you can see, at least for the time being, Georgia and Alabama have cleared out from much of the rain. The heaviest rain and thunderstorms now moving into eastern North Carolina, where a tornado watch is in effect. But for the most part, the rest of the remnants of Sally will move out in the Atlantic Ocean over the next day or so. As far as the rain over the last 5 days, we've been showing you this type of a map for last couple of nights. Over 2 feet of rain has fallen over parts of the Florida Panhandle, and then as much as 10 inches into parts of southeastern portions of Alabama, about 4 to 8 inches up just south and east of Atlanta, and about 2 to 4 inches of rain into the western portions of the Carolinas. So as the storm accelerates a little bit more toward the north and east, the rainfall amounts go down a bit, but still several inches of rain on the way for at least the eastern portion of North Carolina as Sally gradually moves out to sea. Now, this is that area of disturbed weather in the Gulf of Mexico that's being watched by by the National Hurricane Center. They've got about a 90% probability that this will turn into a tropical depression or tropical storm over the next day or two. Meantime, powerful Hurricane Teddy continues in the Atlantic Ocean. This bears some watching. Most of the east coast of the United States will probably miss out on this, but it's possible it could make landfall maybe up in Maine or into eastern portions of Canada toward maybe 5 or 6 days down the road. Tropical Storm Vicky starting to weaken a little bit, and then a couple of areas of disturbed weather moving off the African coast with more tropical weather on the way. 3 things you need to know on our forecast. Tomorrow and Saturday will be on the cool side with high temperatures in the lower 60s. Some patchy frost is possible north of Madison, north of the Dells tonight, north of Madison for tomorrow night as temperatures drop into the mid to lower 40s, but areas north of town could end up in the 30s. Mild weather is expected for all of next week with high temperatures back in the 70s, and that dry forecast will continue through next weekend. Don't have any rain at all in the 10-day forecast. As we take a look at Weather Track, there are the remnants of Sally moving to the north and east. And then down in the western Gulf of Mexico, this is that area of disturbed weather. It's actually the thunderstorms down here that bear more watching, but showers extend already up to the Texas Gulf Coast. But usually when the tropics are active, look at the rest of the country. Very little in the way of any kind of precipitation. And in the Midwest, there's an area of high pressure north of Minnesota. Just a few light sprinkles up there. Otherwise, things very quiet around here. We zoom into the Midwest and you take a look at the temperatures. 50s and 60s across Wisconsin. Really don't see any warm air anywhere on the map. So we are in that cool spell, but we will start warming up as we head into next week. For tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 60 degrees with partly sunny skies. And there is a frost advisory tonight for Juneau and Adams counties from 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But the 7 to 10 day forecast calls for a high of 63 Saturday, 68 on Sunday, and then we're back in the 70s for the rest of next week. Temperatures mid to upper 70s really all the way through next weekend, but I don't have any rain in the forecast over the next 10 days. As we take a look at first warn traffic, pretty good day on the roads, at least in the Madison metro area. Not seeing any problems anywhere along the Beltline. I-39, 90, 94 on the east side of Madison. Travel times about 15 minutes either direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison down towards Janesville, about a 26-minute commute from the Beltline southward. 16 minutes to Sauk City on US 12, and it'll take you 16 minutes to head to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue, US 151. That's your News 3 Now first warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a tight race in the NL Central. The Brewers are actually on the cusp of a playoff berth with 2 other teams. They're fighting over second place. We'll update the standings next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's time to breathe easier with a professional air duct deep cleaning from Stanley Steamer. We remove the dirt hidden deep inside your ducts, helping you get back to a cleaner and healthier home. Call 1-800-STEAMER today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Our current president has failed. He's failed to protect us. He's failed to protect America. As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America without exception every time. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Welcome to the Del Bar. One visit and you'll fall in love. A supper club you'll adore. 3 generations and a Wisconsin tradition for over 75 years. We are now open, so take a drive. We would love to have you come and dine with us. The Del Bar, since 1943, Wisconsin Dells.
Get more for your kitchen now at the Brothers Main Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. We want you to absolutely love your new kitchen, so you'll get big, big savings on the latest incredible products from GE and our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We want you to be 100% satisfied every time. That's why we're the More Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and more kitchen. Now at the Brothers Main, your local store for more since 1938.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup.
When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit MadisonMagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, sponsored by the Wisconsin Beef Council.
I guess there is still cleanup what to do.
Celebrate and save during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's 65th anniversary sale going on now. To commemorate 65 years, we're offering incredible anniversary savings throughout the store. Like $20 off this pillow pet bed, just $14.99. Steelworks welding stock is 15% off. And Morton Clean and Protect softener pellets are just $4.99. Don't miss incredible 65th anniversary savings. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
We can't deal with an economic crisis until you beat the pandemic. You can't have an economic comeback when almost 1,000 Americans die each day from COVID. Mr. President, do your job. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
At Stanley Steamer, we love homes. It's why we started cleaning them over 70 years ago and why we still continue today. Whatever home means to you, we're ready when you are to make sure your space is clean and that you and the ones you care about most are safe.
Just 11 games left in the season for the Brewers, and a spot for the second playoff spot in the NL Central is actually close. Right now, the Cubs have the top spot in the Central, but the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Brewers are all in the fight for that second spot. The Reds and Cardinals, 5.5 games behind the Cubs, but St. Louis has played 6 fewer games than Cincinnati because they had those positive COVID-19 cases earlier in the year. The Brewers, 1 game behind them. Milwaukee off tonight. They'll face the Royals in a 3-game series. Then they'll head to Cincinnati to play 3 and then finally end the season against the Cardinals. Again, remember this year, the top 2 teams in the division will compete in the postseason.
Fingers crossed. 400 years ago this week, the Mayflower set sail from England to the New World. Well, now a new Mayflower is marking that anniversary with a new mission. At the same harbor in Plymouth, England, a new Mayflower will undertake the journey with a different mission. A robot trained by IBM will captain the ship along its nearly 3,000-mile journey. The vessel will collect information on water temperature and sample for microplastics. It will also measure the heights of the sea surface and the depths of the ocean, while special instruments listen for whale songs.
We'll learn a tremendous amount, not just about the ocean and the climate, which is what this boat will do, is gather data, but how reliable systems are like this that don't depend on personnel on board.
The new Mayflower will spend 6 months finishing tests delayed by the coronavirus. It's expected to set sail next spring and take 2 weeks to complete the crossing.
And stay with us for a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's 4-day semi-annual customer appreciation appliance sale is on. Thank you for more than 50 years of business. Save up to 50% off top brand appliances while they last. And free doorstep delivery within 5 days at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Hey, Dutch boy, show me Mocha Red.
Okay.
Does it have a smooth, durable finish?
Yes, and it's 50% more stain resistant.
You still talking to Dutch boy?
Dutch boy, show me Sleepy Purple.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at that?
That's better.
He'll still help us paint, right?
With Dutch Boy's quality paint and Menards expert service, you can twist off to something great.
Right now at Menards, get 11% off everything, including Dutch Boy paint.
I want to make it absolutely clear. Rioting is not protesting. Looting is not protesting. It's lawlessness, plain and simple. And those who do it should be prosecuted. Fires are burning and we have a president who fans the flames. He can't stop the violence because for years he's fomented it. But his failure to call on his own supporters to stop acting as an armed militia in this country shows how weak he is. Violence will not bring change. It'll only bring destruction. It's wrong in every way. If I were president, my language would be less divisive. I'd be looking to lower the temperature in this country, not raise it. Donald Trump is determined to instill fear in America because Donald Trump adds fuel to every fire. This is not who we are. I believe we'll be guided by the words of Pope John Paul II, words drawn from the scriptures. Be not afraid. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I've spent better than half my life and most of my adult life, in the military. 2016, I voted for Donald Trump. Leaders are responsible for everything their organization does or fails to do. When I saw those commercials about, this is what a Biden presidency will bring. No, this is what you have brought. Everything that we have going on today, That's on you. Joe Biden is the first Democrat I'll vote for president. You want a commander-in-chief you can trust, and I think you can trust Joe Biden.
AB PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Lately, we've come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
During the 4-day customer appreciation sale at Ashley Home Store, we're offering a mattress deal so good, we've never offered it before, and we may never be able to again. Hurry, it's through Monday only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, the president scolding his top scientists. Tonight, CBS News has learned why the head of the CDC has been sidelined. Plus, racing to a cure, our exclusive interview with the president of Moderna. How soon could we see results from the drug maker's coronavirus vaccine trial? And a young woman turns to social media and the kindness of strangers to save her father's small business. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary has a final check. Nice sunny evening out there.
Yeah, but it will turn cooler tonight. In fact, frost advisory is in effect from 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for Juneau and Adams counties north of the Dells. Tomorrow, look for a high of 60, so a cool day on the way, but those temperatures will warm up for next week. Highs in the 70s most of the time.
All right, Gary, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.